So again, I call somebody out to keep them honest with themselves and with the world around them, and they choose to just discredit me. And I guys have um, what was it called? Confirmation bias. I have a bias, and I'm parroting other people by saying streamers like True Talent and other streamers who do build requests for money and high MMR are blaming MMR for the amount of stress and struggle that they have in their game, and it's not that, because it wouldn't be nearly as stressful if they weren't playing non-viable killers with weak ass fucking mid-tier casual builds. I tried numerous times to be like, dude, just one day, only your builds, only your choice of killers with your builds, and see how less stressful you're gonna be, and stop blaming MMR, because it's not. These content creators that are making a call to arms for MMR to be removed are the ones that want their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to do these request builds with very minimal stress and play against low skilled players so that their builds seem good, or that they seem good, because when they keep losing with their competitive edge in their blood, they don't like looking bad. But it's mostly they want the cake and eat it too. They want to have enjoyment. They want to enjoy their games and play these builds to make the money, but can't have your cake and eat it too. Is the reason why there's a tier list, and that many people say there's only two top tier killers right now, and that's Blight and Nurse. And if you're playing anything else, don't expect anything else but stress and struggle and having to sweat, no matter who you are playing against these top tier. But they want open MMR. Shit, True Talent doesn't even want MMR. He wants it to go to, okay, once you have 400 hours in the game, you just go against everybody. That's not even skill based at all. That's just time based. It's not confirmation bias. It's an opinion based on 3 years of watching the same streamer. And 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, who was in a good spot, still being able to do things. Because you know why? Because that person was one of those streamers back in the day saying, "Oh, they're console, they're console. Okay, this should be good. They're all console." Undermining the difference between console and PC. Happy that they're going against console casual players. You know, this is why everybody wants the old rank system. Because the old rank system is so trash that they were able to just pub stomp everybody. You got streamers like Otofu. He's not sitting here complaining about MMR, wanting MMR gone. He thinks that some changes should be made to MMR, yeah. But he also does player builds, and he's okay with losing if the builds aren't good. The problem is these streamers that are doing a call to arms to remove MMR have no clue what it's like. Have no clue what it's like to be a casual player anymore. So I challenge you, you friggin' content creators that are in high MMR, with your excessive, and put into consideration your excessive knowledge of map knowledge, right? Put into consideration that, go make a new account, nothing unlocked, brand new account, no MMR, no perks unlocked, and go see what it's like for us casual players. No, what really pisses me off is that I've heard it many times, and you know, True has a real animosity, and some kind of animosity towards casual player base. It's always casual players are the reason for this. Casual players are the reason for that. Dude, he's literally shitting on the majority of his fucking community, because us casual players follow streamers like True, Fungoose, Otstarva, Otofu because we are casual players wanting to get better. But shitting on your own community isn't cool. So let's take a journey of I don't even know what my MMR is. Sometimes I wonder if it's fucking like I'm some fucking DBD god with some of the survivors I go against, or it's just it doesn't matter because Swift, no matter what MMR is or what the matchmaking is, Swifts are gonna get around it.
If you don't come play with us, then we will kill you.
It just drives me fucking absolutely nuts that these content creators that are screaming for no MMR, right? They're not wanting to take accountability or take responsibility for their own games being shit because of the fact that they're doing it to themselves. They don't want to acknowledge that. And when I try to get them to keep them honest, I got their whole community telling me that I'm the streamer themselves tell me I'm confirmation biased. I'm like, no, I've been watching you do for 3 years, and I seen 2 years ago you were in a lot better place, and that was just when you right around when you started the whole players, you know, and then they added MMR, yes, but you got to put into consideration, am I, is it my fault that my games are sweaty and try hard that I got to sweat so hard because I gotta. Yeah, they got to put into consideration and take responsibility and accountability for their own experience in the game. I don't do player builds. If well, one, I don't have all the perks and all the killers, so that would be pointless for me to try to do player builds. I wouldn't make money off of it. It would just be something for me to, have fun trying to do, But yeah, I don't do player builds. I know that, and especially, I'm sorry to keep bringing True up, but especially with his history of the DVD community wanting to just make him look bad in general, he he's got to put into consideration maybe some of these people that are doing these builds are intentionally doing this. And I just realized today, watching True play Onryo with this similar build with Sloppy Butcher. Sloppy Butcher, guys, don't do it if you're trying to get the condemn. Because this add-on with Sloppy, you are actually hindering your progress of condemned by making it harder for them to heal, and if you interrupt their healing, they lose their healing progress. Sloppy butcher is not good when you're trying to get condemned. Alright, I will be right back. I am back. Had to go deal with something. So yeah, I like sometimes using gifts of pain, but they really need to do something like I don't understand. Do they have a permanent 9% penalty? No, I don't think so. It sounds like Scourge Gifts of Pain is one time, right? When you use Thana, Thana will force them into healing. See, I was using gifts of pain, so when I hooked somebody, if I hooked somebody, if um, it would force them because they'll see Thana, and it'll force them to heal, which with gifts of pain gives them a 9%. Um, but like I said, I don't think it just says the first time the survivor is healed. No, does this happen every time the scourge hook is used, or is it just that first hook? Like we have a lot of perks that are one time, one of, and then our perks are useless. And then we go like 3 perks versus 16 perks. You know, it's like that makes no sense behavior. But yeah, we'll use force penance because that will also. Well, no, force penance goes against that too. So sloppy butcher, force penance. Force penance nice if you're not trying for the condemned build, a condemned build, right? Um, and you're just trying to, you just use her ability. Fuck, I'm so disorganized this morning. There we go. Um, force penance is nice on Onryo if you're not trying for condemned. Um, Sloppy is good. If you're not trying for condemned, which I know even trying is kind of useless and pointless, but if you're trying for condemned, you don't want them broken. You want them healing if you're using this add-on for healing. Um, Again, Blood Echo's nice, but it causes them to suffer from hemorrhage. The exhaustion would be good, but the hemorrhage, with when you're trying to get condemned from healing, hemorrhage is bad. Because if you interrupt, they lose their healing progression. But Blood Echo would be good for her because you get 45 seconds of exhaustion. That's 5 seconds more than their own exhaustion perks make them have. So, trying to eruption would be good. Uh, Slow down would be really good. I like oppression, but it needs a buff. Oppression by itself is no good if you combine it with pop or Call Brine. That'd be nice too. Or if you're Scourge Hook, maybe I don't know. I think oppression by itself isn't even close to portraying what it's called. I mean, we could try. Could try Devour Hope. Yeah, let's try Devour Hope. But yeah, I'm just getting tired of this like mob mentality. I'm being told because I have an opinion that differs from everybody else in this one person's and True's uh, stream, right? I have a differing opinion. I'm confirmation bias. I'm parroting everybody else. I have not once ever heard anybody saying the reason why these people are crying for MMR to be removed is for easier games so that they can still play bad builds from their viewers. Never heard anybody else say that's the reason. I'm honestly seeing MMR is not the problem, and unless these streamers, and I don't want to just single out True Talent because it's not just True that does this. These streamers that are crying, calling out for no MMR, the majority of them are people who get donos, bits, subs for builds, and these builds are not good. And half the time, you know, half the time they just do it intentionally to put them at a disadvantage. So you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, and unless you're willing to take away that disadvantage for a while to actually get proper numbers based on your belief of what MMR is causing for problems compared to you causing your own problems by putting yourself at a disadvantage, then don't cry and complain. It's like Tofu years ago wanting NOED to be done, but he was adamant in letting people know, don't do dulls. Don't do dull totems because that's a waste of 12 seconds that could be on a gen. Thankfully, he realized how contradicting that is, and that's not his point of view on it anymore. But, that's just like saying, oh, remove NOED, or NOED needs a nerf, but I'm not going to do the objective to counter it. It's like, it makes no sense. It's just like MMR is too sweaty, too try hard, too stressful. I have to fucking sweat too hard. That's because you're playing every hour pretty much of your stream, you're playing other people's builds. And you don't understand the hate that you have and the animosity you seem to show towards casual players. These builds are coming from your community that are these casual players. These are casual player builds, and they're wanting to see how good they are in high MMR. If you're going to do that, you can't sit there and blame MMR for being the problem unless you're 100% ready to lose out on that income to actually do proper mathematics and proper statistics based on your style of play, based on your competitive skill level, based on the reason why you're in high MMR in the first place. It's like, why is the rest of the community going to get punished because you wanted to play competitively and be in high MMR? You literally want to, even so that they're using True for an example. He's like a prime example, and he's really good at what he does. I'm not going to take that away from him. Even with these player builds, he does fairly well. And sometimes it's just he gets just way too good survivors. But honestly, he doesn't even look at the potential of hackers or cheaters. He just calls them optimal players. And that's another thing these content creators of DBD need to put in the context of the whole thing. You're in high MMR. You most likely are running against more subtle hackers and cheaters than you realize. Because that's where the ones that are doing it to be in high MMR, the competitive players, are unfortunately they're there. A lot of the targeted stream snipe content creators for DBD are in high MMR. So you got hackers and people holding hostage players that are in higher MMR. You got, there's a whole lot of factors that go into why high MMR is shitty right now. And it's not just the MMR. It's just as bad to play in my MMR, my level of skill play, and this, right? It's not any better. Why can't I manifest? I'm bugged right now. I was bugged right there in the beginning. course, we got ourselves the most bullshit map in the game, right? Unreal's bugged for me right now. I'm being able to teleport. Dude, I'm so tired of these maps. Yeah, we're just gonna let them. The fact that they've only done 2 gens right now, alright, 3. Yeah. And no amount of gen regression is helping right now. Nothing, we could have ruin and it wouldn't matter. Ah, that fucking, I get stuck. DS, probably, no. Come on, save him. Let's see them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, save. Yeah. we got them all dead right around my totem. We're good. We should be anyway. Devour Hope coming in clutch. I'm a little worried that this build's got unbreakable though. Yeah, 4% of course. Whatever, dude. Tell me that that was a legit 4%. Just so coincidental to save the game. I went from having a 4K to fucking down to 2K because of one mechanic. Yeah, there's no way that this dude... whatever. Oh, you see? It's not just high MMR. It's not just high MMR. You get this bullshit that happens all the time. Right? I had to play super sweaty and fucking slug at the end. There's no way that this... I mean, I guess you could say I'm no better than these streamers, right? Every coincidental thing I think has to do with hacking. I guess you could say the same. I'm blaming hacking for my inability to play the game. Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want. But I find it funny that people can go all game, right? And not ever get a 4%. But it's at end game when it matters that 4% always happens. Oh, was that the SpongeBob song, buddy? Yeah, when they're doing the marching band. So yeah, we can't sit here and fall into like literally. I bring up I bring up shit, right? That makes sense. That is a logical observation. And I get shit on. I get told, I get shut down. And because I am the unpopular opinion in streamers' chats, I get shit on by everybody in their chat, and it's okay. Like, I brought it up today. I'm like, come on now. You can't just keep blaming MMR if you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage. There's no way that you can sit there and complain about MMR when you do not play your own builds to your play style, to your and on your killers. You cannot sit there and blame MMR 100% for why you're not having fun with the game anymore. I challenge any high MMR content creator, make a new account for one day, for one full stream, play on a new account. And keep in mind, your knowledge of the game, the mechanics, and the maps are going to make a huge difference. So put that into the equation and subtract your map knowledge to your experience. Alright, so. Unfortunately, I'm no good with the nurse, or with Billy, or with. Well, I'm not horrible with Blight, but I just don't have shit unlocked for Blight. And to be fair, my Onryo game last match was bugged. I was teleporting, but couldn't demanifest or manifest at first until I first teleported. Yeah, I don't have I don't have a shit for perks on him. Um, yeah, we'll just run this. Watch me play the pinball wizard. Oh, we don't have a challenge selected. I don't think I have anything left unlocked to open. People see me as a hater for in True Talent's community, and I'm not. I've been following him for like 3 years, and for the most part, I agree with a lot of what he, um, a lot of his suggestions for changes in the game. I just feel that if we open up MMR the way he wants it, forcing. So the argument too now is, oh, low MMR players can get good. Yeah, at their own pace. If you force somebody to go that's low MMR, mid MMR, to play against these comp players, and there's another whole issue why MMR needs to be held in place right now, but I'll get to that in a minute. The whole purpose of an MMR system, skill-based matchmaking, is you progress based on your skill. When you open that up and you force these comp players to play against these casual players, it's not forcing them to get better. It's not how a player gets good at the game. Forcing them to play these types of players versus a casual, low mid casual MMR player adds to the frustration of the game that's already at its peak of frustration for killers especially. You're not going to force them to get good. You're going to force them into more frustration and you're going to kill the game. Because specifically, right now, killer side is already a high stress, high frustration aspect of the game. Throwing in the constant casual player versus comp teams or fucking hackers, which is another thing. Like I said, we'll get to that in a minute. Why MMR should be maintained until things are done with that. Um, Not that it matters, because hackers can change their MMR. The problem being is you cannot force somebody into a situation that is highly stressful and highly toxic and expect them to get good. what you can expect them to do is get frustrated and quit playing the game. Opening up MMR, and I don't know why these goddamn content creators, I don't know why True Talent or anybody else that wants to freaking fight for no MMR can't understand this. They love this game so much, but they're willing for their own selfish reasons, because they want to still make money and have fun at the game too by putting themselves at a disadvantage, but stomping on low skill players more than the sweaty players at the expense of the game's health. Like I said, I am a huge fan of True. I learned a lot from watching True, but this is one thing I cannot stand by him as a community member for 3 years. I see what he wants destroying this game. I see opening up MMR and forcing casual players to play against comp level teams and players being bad for this game. And I don't know why nobody else can see that. This game is designed for the casual player. But these big name fucking content creators want it designed for the competitive high MMR play. But yet they don't want high MMR, but they want the game balanced towards high MMR. There's some aspects where I can see that working, and there's some aspects where I can see that completely destroying the game. But the biggest thing is you cannot, one, open up MMR when we got all, leave these players in high MMR right now, because they are the ones that are bringing these fucking hackers and these stream sniper bots and shit into the game. Whatever it is that the world doesn't like about them, they are there to harass and bother these particular content creators and streamers. What behavior needs to do is take care of that. Take care of their Dbd community. Take care of their content creators that are being harassed. Do something about it, behavior. Do something about it. Do not remove MMR, because not only will we... So, you remove MMR, there's such a small percentage of players in the high MMR bracket, right? They are not going to be going against anybody of their caliber 90% of the time. They may get 1-2 games in an 8 to 10 hour stream of people of their own caliber. You know why? Because the casual player base is a lot larger than the competitive high MMR player base. They will never, almost never, get their own their own proper matchmaking. But you know what we'll get? We'll constantly get at least one sweaty ass fucking game per day. At least one toxic ass high MMR team per day. At least one high MMR hacker roaming the fucking halls like a kid skipping class with no hall pass. That's what we'll get when we have no MMR. And the old matchmaking system wasn't good. I don't know why people think it was good. And let's address the elephant in the room, right? Swift. No matter what they put in for matchmaking, Swift will always be the legitimized loophole. Because behavior lost their balls years ago when they gave the survivor community Survive with Friends. And now they can't do anything with that because they are afraid. And it's been documented that they even said, go look, everybody comes to the conclusion that behavior is afraid of their community. Specifically the backlash of the survivor community. To the point where behavior is borderlining some legal issues. Like when it comes to consumer rights, us consumers have a they have a responsibility, and the biggest problem. I don't know why my headset does that. My amp keeps disconnecting when it's not disconnected. Um, One of the biggest problems is, and that could cause some issues for behavior on the legal side. Console has no PTB. We literally have no say in what happens when the chapters are released live. We have no say. So we could be playing with a broken ass game against PC who has things every way they want before live release because they have the ability to give feedback in the PTB. And then we have to wait. If something's broken on our end on console, we have to wait. We have to wait to mid chapter at least before they even acknowledge that we have any issues. We literally have no say in what is released and if it works or if it's good. This is why a lot of the killers can't be played easily on controller because we have no say. Like Oni's nerf went through PTV, right? They went they went by the feedback of people who can use and abuse DPI. And yes, DPI dots per inch does make a huge difference versus a controller player with this weak ass sensitivity. And unless they add a controller DPI option and somehow allow us to, I know DPI is more of a hardware thing with the graphics card and whatnot, or whatever. I'm not a big computer tech, but unless they can copy what DPI does for PC, we're always at a disadvantage. I had go look at my VODs from about a week or so ago. I have games where, because of hardware differences, they load into the game before I do. My screen, my fucking killer was still panning the screen when I saw a freaking notification on Hoarders when I was playing Spirit. Now, unless they're cheating or not, but I was told by a lot of people that that's because I'm on console and they load in quicker. How is that fair? The game already goes fast enough, and by the time I load in, they're already working on a gen? This game is not built for this game is not built for crossplay. DPI, hardware performance, even playing PS4 versus PS5 is a struggle. But at least we're both on controller. It's just MMR is not the problem right now. Like I said, and I will keep saying this, I don't care how much I get shut down by True and his community. It's these content creators that do player builds. They want to say that that's not the case, that they didn't mention anything about builds. Yeah, actually, I hear quite a few times that, oh, this build was not good. This build wasn't good for this, for high MMR. You know, and it's sad because this MMR thing has become an obsession. Almost like me blaming everybody for cheating. It's always high MMR. But like me at times, I don't take accountability and responsibility for my own mistakes, which I'm trying to fucking do, which is hard, and this is no excuse, but being an unmedicated bipolar person with bipolar, it's hard for me to get past the frustration, and I will admit that. But I know when I do call shit out, I'm really at, from my experience of the game and what I've seen in the past, that these people look like they're doing some shady shit. When they can outrun me in two-hit frenzy with Legion, when they're about 10 meters behind me and they catch up and run ahead of me, yeah, I'm gonna call out speed hacks because that should not be happening. Because we're already by default faster than survivors. We're already by default faster than survivors, so we shouldn't be having a survivor running up next to us, right? And now here's another thing with DPI versus controller. All these guys, they might be on Xbox, but let's just say they're PC. Killers like Blight that require to hit to continue their power, Blight and Legion. Yeah, DPI makes a huge difference. When they can just barely move their mouse and they're fucking doing a 360 compared to me just the slow ass movement here. If anything, DPI is kind of equivalent to dead zone settings. Maybe they need to give us a dead zone slider so we can put our dead zone to a point where we don't have to worry about slamming our controller over to our analog to the left or right to get good movement. These are the things that need to be changed in the game, not MMR. They need to start comprehending that we are part of the community too, us console players, to stop using us as a cash cow. I looked it up, there's 15 million registered users in Dead by Daylight, but yet Steam only has 30,000, 30 to 50,000 on a good month. 10 million of those registered users are on the PlayStation Network. 5 million of them are between other other platforms. But yet we are the least taken care of. Our games are not optimized. Our games are not balanced to go against PC and their hardware differences. We don't even, like I said, we don't even have a dead zone option, which could counter Survive with Friends and Survivors with high DPI that can 360 and moonwalk and shit and get away from easy hits when they shouldn't. I'm making a call to arms for behavior to fucking forget all about this crying and whining about MMR and start focusing on your other platforms. Give us a PTB. Give us Dead Zone Slider. Oh, yeah. Give us better fucking totem spawns in general. Where'd she go? What in the fuck was that? Iron Maiden value. This is why I use it on Blight. You gonna DC if I hit you and down you? Yeah, that right there. Look, that's DPI right there for you. Yeah, and that's a speed hacker, because that shouldn't have been a fucking fastball. We don't have to worry about you having DS. You want to run out in front of me? This is on you. This is not tunneling. You just ran right to me. Look, I'm a shit blight, and they're still giving up versus me. Yeah, that right there, the DPI and the auto lock. You see how that auto lock is freaking horrible? Just by default, people don't like playing versus Blight. Yeah, she was not fully healed. So I like how that worked out. You see that auto lock, right? When they do that? Look at this wiggle. Yeah, I told you there was some bullshit going on. I should have hit that tree. What's crazy is with all the fucking bugs and shit with Blight, he's still considered top tier. We're gonna do this again. DS? No? Alright. Let's just get this game done. This is because I haven't played Blight much on this account. This is why I'm getting the matchmaking that I am. We'll go back after this Jill. Because we already tunneled and two-hooked fucking Echo. I want to kind of give them a chance to get away. I'm not that much of a dick. Now we got Echo that is on Death Hook. Kayla, I think we one-hooked. I'm not a good Blight. I just get a decent map and people who sit there and listen to the crying and whining of everybody else that Blight's OP. Yeah, you're on Death Hook, dude. I wouldn't be sitting there wasting time teabagging. And now my MMR goes up because these guys gave up pretty much. See, the reason why I run Iron Maiden with Blight is because a lot of the counter to him is just jump in the friggin' locker while he runs by you. Yeah, that's cool. Do that. Please, do that. Yeah, look. They're matching me. See, this is the problem right now with the way MMR is right now. For me. Is they match me against these guys. Half of them don't even have the fucking... dude on the bottom. Not even one single tier 3 perk on his shit, right? Just trying to level up his Leon, right? And get some items. He's literally leveling up Leon. I feel like shit now. I don't feel okay about this match. I'm a goddamn shit fucking Blight. I should not be. I'm a shit Blight. And I just 4K'd on these guys because of the way the matchmaking is. Now think of that level right there. I'm a shit Blight. I'm like at best mid-tier MMR, right? Now think about if I was a comp player, comp style, true talent, skill level player, playing against these guys with the top tier Blight. How oppressive would that be? How unfun would that be? Not only will it cause people to stop playing, it will cause the devs to start nerfing more killers when they don't need to be nerfed. Any killer and true talent, see, now this is where I blow smoke up his ass and give him his props where it's needed, right? True talent is the epitome of showing that in the right hands, any of the killers can be good. Maybe not viable, but good enough for at least what the devs think is a balanced game with two kills, two escapes. In the right hands. Now imagine in high MMR, those same players with those killers that aren't viable but can still get the balanced 2K in high MMR going against a casual player in low MMR like he wants. That won't just force people to stop playing the game. That will force the devs to start nerfing. His excuse is he wants the game balanced towards high skill, high MMR. That can't be done in a game like this. It just can't be done. Because it literally will destroy the game. Like I said, it's fine, right? It's fine. I am a fan of his. I really am a fan of his, but not this ideal that he's pushing again on thousands of people. Now, we've heard streamers talk about the influence that people have over their communities. And this is the problem. I'm making sense. I'm making logical sense and have nobody to listen to my platform. He wants something that could destroy the game for his own pleasure and his own gains, in my opinion. He wants something that can destroy the game just for his own gains and his own fun. How am I, a shitty ass fucking Blight? I was missing half of my fucking runs because I don't comprehend the slide tech for Blight, right? I just run into something and bounce, slide off of it, or bounce off of it if it lets me, and that's it. And look at my build. It's a shitty non-meta build. It's just it plays to my weakness as Blight. I notice a lot of players jump in lockers to dodge Blight. So yeah, Iron Maiden, let them jump in lockers when they come out. I'm out of my fatigue and I'm coming back at you. Hitting them, me, in my opinion, I could probably use better perks than Blood Favor and Undying. But for me, Undying gives the aura reading. Blood Favor gives the ability to just run through pallets after I hit them for the first time. And if I can't hit them a second time and I lose my power, I at least have some time to back around, and that pallet that would have been dropped on me isn't safe for them to drop because they can't. So this is why casual is so fun. Being, the casual player level, yes, sometimes these casual builds don't work. Because you got Swifts that are, even at low level, efficient on gens for our skill level. But this is why I love this game so much. It's because of all these fucking perks. And the synergies that could work if the game was balanced for it. They don't need to have the game balanced towards meta. Basically, balancing the game towards high skill and high MMR is balancing towards the meta. It will perpetuate the meta builds even more. Dead Hard, DS, Unbreakable, Borrowed Time. You'll see those in every single game. And that's it's not the player's skill level, it's the perk's power level in the hands of a good skilled player. Makes the game completely unplayable for some people. And that's even in my MMR range. Like right now, my MMR just got jacked up because two of them guys quit. One killed themselves, basically gave up and just ran to the wall and didn't even bother trying to loot. If they're going to change anything with MMR, what they need to change is the criteria for MMR progressing. Not making it open to play against whoever the fuck. Look, I don't even use the meta add-ons. My add-ons are stun duration. That helps me get my bearings better. It helps me, line up my next chase. I'm not using Alchemist Ring and fucking what is it? The compound, whatever it is. No, it's just I'm not trying to cause drama. I'm just trying to open the eyes of people to realize that if you keep following the words of these streamers that want no MMR, the game that we all love to play is going to die. They've already, since MMR has been in play, they've already lost players. And that's fine. Whatever. Then those people aren't true fans of the game and aren't true to, seeing it through. They are people who just want to play at high caliber level versus low level players. And that's literally what I'm getting out of this. I'm not hearing, oh no, this is bad because it's so sweaty and stressful. Dude, you're making money off of the game and it's stressful for you. It's like cauliflower. I can never. It's like cauliflower. It's always a toss between cauliflower and cauliflower, but I know it's cal. She publicly went on YouTube and, appealed to the masses to not boycott things. Um, she publicly addressed the whole boycott issue, and she made it quite clear. She was at least honest that boycotting things are going to hurt people who rely on Dbd for income. This is why I will not stick to one game and one game only, because if I start making money, I'm not going to rely my livelihood on video games that has a tendency of going less than a year to 10 years lifespan. I'm not gonna dictate my livelihood on that. What I'm gonna dictate my livelihood on is being a Twitch streamer of video games, not one video game. Now, at least she was honest with the community, right? Saying this will destroy content creators like me who rely on Dead by Daylight. But you know what? You're asking us to throw away our feelings and our opinions and our love of the game and sacrificing what we feel is not right that's going on within the game and care about your livelihood over ours. Or your livelihood over our fun in our games. No, you can't do that. And that's what I feel is going on with these streamers that are calling out for no MMR. They're sitting there like, I'm not having fun, but I'm putting myself at a disadvantage by playing player builds where 90% of them are well, not 90% of them, probably at least 50% of them are meme builds that aren't ever going to work at high MMR, but I play them anyway because I make money off of it. I want MMR gone so I can do said thing and continue to enjoy it because I'm playing these casual builds in high MMR. They're not fun, so I want to play casual builds with my play style, my own skill level, map and game mechanic knowledge against lower ranked players that would normally see builds like this and stomp on them and have my fun, have my cake and eat it too. That is what I'm seeing. Literally, I have not once since MMR has been this big debate seen streamers like True and anybody else that does builds for subs, builds for builds for bits or whatnot. I've not ever seen them once take any time off of that marketing for themselves to enjoy the game with their own builds and play styles. So I put on my Twitter, I put up a fucking challenge. I don't know if anybody's gonna see it, but I put up a challenge for content creators in DBD that want no MMR. Go and start a new account. Fresh, no MMR, no perks, nothing unlocked. Start fresh and new. And subtract the fact that you have great game knowledge and map knowledge and the understanding of the game. Now, put into consideration you are the mindset of a new player. Go do that. I tried doing that, and it's fucking horrible because you got people fucking bypassing MMR regardless of what the matchmaking is. You know, it comes down to the one of the greatest quotes of Batman history. You either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. And I feel that that's the path that's happening right now. He's he's starting to talk about purposely lowering his MMR, finding a way to purposely lower MMR as killer and whatnot, so he can enjoy the games. But then that becomes kind of hypocritical. Because wasn't it not that long ago when the whole deranking during the old matchmaking system was a thing that he was so adamant against it, right? But now he's talking about possibly having to intentionally lower his MMR. Yeah, you know what you do? You play off stream and AFK off stream. Change your Steam name for a while and just AFK off stream. Let players play. Go do your thing. Make your Steam profile private so they I don't know if your private profile will let you see what other names you've used, but it's like, dude, do something. Play a different game. You've done it once with Dead by Daylight. You made a name for yourself with Dead by Daylight. Your legacy is there. You might just need to find a new game. Because in my opinion, I personally don't feel, and this is coming from a casual player who watches high MMR players. The difference between me and True Talent is he has the knowledge and the brain capacity to counter these high caliber players. But what he's asking is for us casual players that don't have or don't care to have that knowledge and just want to play the game and have fun with the game, that don't care to have that high quality, high skill Jonah, that's his name. I couldn't remember the other Boone guy's name. Uh you know, I'm not dealing with fucking a Jonah and a Michaela. Exponential fucking Circle of Healing and Shadow Step? Nah, no thank you. Not when I'm trying to play a killer I don't normally play. But yeah, it's just like I see what he goes through. And the problem being is there are streamers out there like True Talent. We all know that True gets targeted by stream snipers. He's, I guess, on a list of like a stream sniping hit list. No matter what he does, he's not going to get away from that. And that's part of the biggest part of his frustration is these stream snipers. Um, he also doesn't seem to acknowledge that in higher MMR there are a lot of subtle hackers and a lot of cheaters. And he just chalks it up to them being efficient and optimal. When I've watched some streams and seen questionable shit happening, and he just shrugs it off as optimal or being efficient, when we all know that The hardcore hackers are the ones that are up in the high MMR, and I feel for that. But that's on the devs. Don't fucking let those hackers get control of the lower ranks, the lower skill players. This is another reason why removing MMR. Granted, they can be in any MMR that they want to be in, but they're in the high MMR for a reason. They're either trying to target and harass players, which is on behavior to deal with security measures, not remove an MMR so everybody now has to deal with them. You have to have some legal knowledge and throw that into the behavior's face and be like, listen, you are not protecting your gamers from your community from these cheaters. You are not giving us a balanced playground, basically. And that comes back to PTB. Console needs a PTB. Because right now, what's happening is I'm pretty sure consumer rights law. What happens where we have no say in what's released in chapter when the chapter goes live, and having to play with potentially broken mechanics in the game against a platform that has completely everything the way they wanted it to because they had a few weeks of PTB to tell the devs, hey, this isn't working, or this is too strong, or this isn't strong enough. That right there, I'm pretty sure breaks some legalities. But yeah, this whole MMR thing needs to fucking just be dropped. Um, I'm tired of streamers saying it's MMR when it's really they're putting themselves at a disadvantage and they want to keep telling me, oh, I never mentioned the build. No, you're not mentioning it because you don't want that attention to that part of the context. You're doing, it's like he's doing what he says everybody else does. Now, saying what needs to be said to fit the narrative. He's like, MMR is this. This is why MMR is bad. No, and he's mentioned it being stressful, sweaty, and not fun. But will not mention, as he said, he's not once mentioned the player build. No, but it's obvious. The player builds are putting you at a disadvantage.
In a land of myth and a time of magic, the destiny of a great kingdom rests on the shoulders of a young boy.
I think we did a pretty good job so far.
Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Downfall of being a single parent of two autistic boys is sometimes things happen that I have to go deal with. YouTube's new COPPA laws. Well, I guess they're not new anymore, but they don't allow for kid content to be put into playlists, which I don't understand why. And my son's autism, he has an obsession that was triggered. It's an OCD issue. Um, that was triggered back when we're on Social Security and we lost our internet and cable for 2 weeks. And for a child with autism, having his daily routine is very, altered or changed or against their will is very traumatic, and it triggered an OCD episode where he started downloading movies and stuff on the computer. I was getting copyright infringement warnings from my internet provider, so I had to highly monitor and limit. He's literally not allowed on the computer here at the house anymore because of it. But then he got into making these playlists on YouTube, and ever since the COPPA laws changed, they don't allow for kid content to be put in the playlist, and he doesn't understand the whole thing with the laws. And not only that, it's not just with him, it's other people too. The teachers that are trying to teach their kids and use music videos and make playlists for the classrooms for like daycares, kindergartens, even high school and whatnot. You know, mainly for younger kids, like in kindergarten and daycare and whatnot, and early intervention for disabilities. They can't make playlists for stuff that are tagged made for children, and that's hurting a lot of people. It's hurting a lot of families that use YouTube to educate and maybe help. Because autism supports is not cheap. It is not fucking cheap at all. Um, and the fact that they cannot, people are out there that put things that are maybe intended for kids for educational purposes that can't be used without being forced to have. Now we could do, the YouTube Kids and whatnot, but he won't. He can't do that because he has all these playlists over the years that he's done. That's on one account that he's made. That they are private, but if anything, YouTube, make it so that the kid content can be added to a playlist only if it's private, a private playlist, and it's not on the YouTube channel that it's being added to. Because my son is self-injurious in his behaviors, with his autistic behaviors. He headbangs when he does not understand. He's 18, but he has the developmental, the mind developmentally, his mind is like a toddler, 4 or 5 year old. So a lot of the stuff that he does watch are cartoons and stuff that are allowed on YouTube, but not, because it's kid content, he cannot add it to the playlist. And what he does is that He adds it to the playlist. He puts in like the FBI warning, some movie trailer type things. He makes it like it's a movie, right? And he adds all the videos to the playlist that he wants into it like a movie. And he can't do that because of the COPPA laws. And I don't see why you can't add content for kids onto a playlist as long as the playlist is private. If you save, if you click on save to playlist, automatically make the playlist private so that it's not showing up on the channel. It's still blocking it from being seen from the channel, and I just don't understand it. I think honestly the kid content stuff has nothing to do with the COPPA laws. I think it's just something that YouTube is trying to do to push the YouTube Kids app and make money off of that from parents and teachers. But that's my opinion. It's all about money at the at the expense of the consumer. But yeah, it's heartbreaking. He's upset. He thinks he did something wrong because it's not letting him add these, but it's not him. And what's crazy is if they're allowed to be on, like right now, what he's trying to do is make a playlist of somebody that he follows, that he's subscribed to on YouTube, for a Batman Lego game, and because it's marked for kids, he can't. He can't add it on playlists. He likes to go back and watch these videos and have them all compiled into one playlist, so he doesn't have to go searching for the individual playthroughs. You know. It's just it's as a parent, it's hard. YouTube screwed parents and school teachers with this, and I don't think it has anything to really do with the fact that the COPPA laws. I don't think it has anything to do with that, to be honest. We just saw somebody at the Hill. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, we got one of the better pallets down already. Yeah, keep dropping the pallets, that's cool. Oh yeah, you gotta love. Oh yeah. DPI. You saw that, guys, right there. Okay. Should have healed first. Jane, you trying to be the hero? Yeah, they know I don't have a problem with tunneling. I'm not afraid. We just had a crow over here. They're going for the unhook. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I already was grabbing it, but because it's a fast fucking action, they get away with it. How hard are they gonna try to keep me from this hook? Not very. Okay. A lot better blight than I give myself credit for, apparently. Okay, dude. Okay, buddy. Run and hide bullshit, right? I keep thinking because she's a Jane, her scratch marks are really sus right now. Alright, so we get the three gen now, but they got every one of these generators almost at fucking like 75. We gotta patrol the shit out of this and let it keep regressing. This Jane is so fucking shady. Look at her movement. Alright, cool. So they chose to go for the save instead of working on the generator, which lets them regress even more now. DS most likely. Oh, wow. See, casual player MMR. isn't any better. That still was a fucking stressful match for me. And as Blight on top of that, so. And I'm not, minus fucking Tinkerers, I'm not playing a meta Blight build. Just can still see the fucking generator auras. Hopefully I don't get copyright struck because Tom McDonald has got a video on his YouTube that states anybody who wants to use his videos and like streaming and whatnot and his music, then to go for it. I love this build. Stocky Boy. This is his 1978 Halloween movie build. Go check him out on YouTube and get the lore behind why he picks the perks. But this is fun, especially on Haddonfield. If I have a Haddonfield, we do.
to be famous. I'm surrounded by the hate. They don't understand it's dangerous. Never seen you face to face. Everybody talk big, everybody want it when you pop in. Everybody's watching, everybody wanna be a part of the problem. Put you in a coffin, dog, I know. You can't make mistakes on this level. They might claim the game, but they devils. They say anything to feel special. Like I love you, dog, yeah, whatever. It's a cloud chase, free zone, never leave home. Got a bulletproof vest and jeans on. They tap my line, got 3 phones, what's up? Hell yeah, I'm stressed. Don't trip, I'm good. I was built for this, I'm chill with it. Concrete and a million bricks. I still feel blessed, just like I should. I'm made for this, complain a bit, I'm okay cause I came for this, yeah. Y'all don't want the drama, y'all don't want the problems, y'all just wanna learn. Y'all don't got the honor, y'all don't make the dollars, y'all don't wanna work. Y'all don't want the drama, y'all don't want the problems, y'all just wanna learn. Y'all don't got the honor, y'all don't make the dollars, y'all don't wanna work. Thought I'd love to be famous, I'm surrounded by the hate. I thought drugs were dangerous, till I got to this place. I got this 38, pointed at the grass blades. Kill the snakes, moving so fast, I can't feel my face. I don't hesitate, walk on water, levitate. Climb up this mountain, elevate. I'm all alone, you hella late. I run with goons, goblins, gorillas, and creatures. Quit asking for a feature, I don't care, you got your cheese up. Unless we talking pizza, you know how much on this visa? You have no idea what I had to go through to get here either. Everybody got their hand out, hold up. Everybody's my fan now, so what? Never thought I'd ever deal with the crowd this loud, I swear they all go nuts. Y'all don't want the drama, y'all don't want the problems, y'all just wanna learn. Y'all don't got the honor, y'all don't make the dollars, y'all don't wanna work. Y'all don't want the drama, y'all don't want the problems, y'all just wanna learn. Y'all don't got the honor, y'all don't make the dollars, y'all don't wanna work. Hell yeah, I'm stressed. Don't trip, I'm good.
Oh, are we at that pinnacle of daytime where killers are like, or survivors are like non-existent or something? It's like we're having some decent matchmaking, and then all of a sudden, boom, nope. Well, at least they don't have any brand new parts, but they do have boons. We're gonna give them the true Haddonfield experience with everyone's favorite boogeyman.
Y'all don't want it with me, all of the homies are shooters. That's the FBI hacking in all my computers. I drink booze and I get stupid. Shoot you in your heart like Cupid. Do this just like Eminem said in that song. I just lose it. I'm the one that y'all should be afraid of. Popping y'all with shots from a helicopter with chain guns. Biggest current independent rapper in the game, cuz popping like mixing vodka with pain drugs. Whoa, man, I swear to God, I'm on a roll. Got these rappers looking at me thinking hashtag goals. Man, I run it, be gunning with nothing. I summoned all of the blood and guts in my stomach to get a dub and become this the boys code. Better get some cocoa and a cold. Put 150,000 round my neck, my chest is froze. I kill it like the hitman who worked for Hillary Clinton. When a witness finds her emails, that'll get her sent to prison. I'm a big star with some big balls, like spit bars and the shit's all tight. Pissed off, I could whiz all night. Rappers think they lit, but the big's all mine. I really do this, I hear the rumors, I'm going stupid. 1 million flame emojis. I really made it, ain't gonna waste it, I'm going crazy. 1 million flame emojis. Sheesh, baby, can I get a rest in peace? Maybe someone should call the police, cause jeez, like we gonna cook up all the beef like 1 million flame emojis. Keep rapping, maybe one day they'll accept you. Nobody thinks you dope, except you. Why you do the most, except you.
Get out of my swamp. Regen over there. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? fucking walking backwards like I have a. Yeah, look at this shit. Alright, you're cool. Get rid of that pallet. We got 3 fucking Michaelas. So fucking disgusting, dude, that this could be a thing. Yeah, dude, this is such a fucking suspicious fucking squad right now. Can't enjoy a game without cheating. Without somebody cheating. Or exploiting and abusing the most fucking broken perks in the game. fucking building. They got this fucking gen. Just fucking leave. You are not good enough to care about standing there. I'm so sick of this stupid shit. Yeah, yeah, now let's be toxic at the gate, right? Yeah. How to D-rank your MMR. Play Tombstone Feast Myers.
People, I don't believe in keeping enemies close. Don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear it. Don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear it if you're bringing drama. I ain't going near it if they do the most. I don't wanna hear it if they got a problem. I believe in my people, I don't believe in keeping enemies close. Don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear it. Don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear it. You act like you're so much